First of all, what we'll do is we'll just introduce the team, because some of you might not know all of us. I'm Maria, I'm the Chief Exec, and I'm responsible for the day-to-day management of the company. My background is a bit of a hodgepodge, really, a mix of public, private sector, and I've worked in Italy as well. And I started off my career, my very, very early career, in retail, and then I've moved into the civil service and editorial and legal work, and then into regeneration. So as I said, sort of moved into quite a few areas. That's me.
Hi, I'm Jill. This is my 6th year with the BID. I'm responsible for the delivery of our large projects and handling the contracts with outside organisations.
Hi, I'm Glen. I've been the marketing and comms manager of Watford BID for 2 years now. My role is to manage the website and social media channels, but also it's the marketing campaigns that we run in Watford Town Centre. So I was previously with Uxbridge BID for 18 months, and now I have the joy of working at a much better town centre in Watford.
I'm Cara, the business manager at Watford BID. I only joined the team back in October. My role is to support Maria in the day-to-day running of the BID, manage the BID board, the business database, and also assist in project delivery, ensuring that they're delivered on time and within budget.
Unfortunately, John can't be with us today, but if you manage a good-looking George Clooney, you've probably got John. John manages our retail business against crime scheme. He works mainly with the retail sector. He's been with the BID since 2017, and he also works with some of the hospitality businesses, and also with very closely with the local crime and police team as well.
And I'm Athena. I'm the Marketing Communications Executive for Visit Watford. I joined the team about 2 years ago, and my role involves being in charge of our website content, social media campaigns and projects, as well as the marketing activities for Visit Watford.
As many of you will know, we actually went to Ballot quite recently in January, February. We had a very positive outcome. 78% of those businesses who voted yes, and on rate of well value it was 79%. That was actually slightly up on our first ballot, on our first term. So it's very positive for us, and also good representation of the town. So we encouraged as many people as possible to vote, and obviously we did go to Ballot in lockdown. The business plan was also written in lockdown, and the business plan was circulated in lockdown. So we obviously sort of faced some challenges, but as I said, I think the ballot result was a fair reflection across the town and of all the businesses in the town. What we're going to do today is have a look at the first year of our second term. The business plan that you saw a picture of on the previous slide covers 5 years. But as I said, actually, we went into BID, we went into Ballot, and we went onto the business planning stage in a pandemic. And the business plan does reflect that. So the first 2 years of our business plan are what we would call the recovery phase from the pandemic, with years 3, 4, and 5 more of a developing. In looking at these years, and particularly years 1 and 2, we did have to take into consideration the budgets that we were going to have available. We know it's going to be very difficult for businesses returning into the town centre and returning to trading. We have businesses in our town that haven't actually opened for over a year. So we have to work with those parameters. So the budgets were actually set, and the levy was set and maintained at the first term rate of 1.25% and 1% for those in the shopping centres. And in addition to that, we actually reduced the levy for charities who weren't based in the retail sector. So we are actually operating with a lower budget in effect, and plus we haven't added on any inflationary rates either. So taking all of that into account, we've had to look at the way we deliver the projects, look at the budgets, and then actually think, well, what can we do within those budgets available? And we think that what you're going to see actually offers good value for money, and the team, and a strong commitment from the BID team as well for delivery.
So first and foremost, we have to look at the reopening of the town centre. So of course, we want to promote where in the town is open as it gradually goes through the phases of reopening. but we also want to emphasise the measures that make Watford Town Centre a safe destination to visit. So it's all about instilling confidence back into people to visit the town. But we do need to be wary, and we need to strike the right balance of encouraging visitors, but also ensuring that they know to follow the guidelines. So we have installed hand sanitizer units in the town last year, and we will continue to refill them throughout the year. Plus, most, if not all of our businesses should by now have hand sanitizer units, social distancing signage, and everything else that is needed to make their customers feel safe. We ensured that those businesses had it with a business improvement grant last year, and Jill will talk about it again as we look to relaunch it this year. So we work alongside the council and also Athena at Visit Watford, and we create content such as videos and articles on local businesses. So we sort of profile them and just emphasise that shop local message. I think a lot of people seem to get. It's not just in Watford, but throughout the country, people know how important it is right now to support their local high street. And we might also complement that by running a Watford Weekender style promotion. So what this will be is special discounts and offers in the town. We will collate it all together, and we send it out in a booklet to local postcodes and potentially beyond that as well. So that's the opening and the safety side of things, and I'll now move on to Jill.
So we're going to be reopening our business improvement grant, hopefully in May time. The business improvement grant was an opportunity for businesses to approach us if they wanted to make some improvements to their business. It's an opportunity to ask for up to £2,000 or 50% of the costs of whatever your improvements are. There's a sort of application process, and a business will submit it, and then it goes to our board, who make the decision whether to award full amount or partial amount. We launched it in April 2018, and we've awarded £18,000 worth of grants so far, from small projects right through to grants that have been the full £2,000. It is separate to the COVID grant that we had last year running, which was all about helping businesses to reopen safely after the first lockdown. So we will be sending more information out about how you can apply for that if it is of interest in our e-newsletter over the next month or so. Flower displays, that's me as well. So Watford BID has been responsible for putting in flower displays in the town centre throughout the summer months since we first started in 2016, and they're hugely popular. We get lots of positive feedback for just the fact they add so much colour and brighten up the town centre. This year we have appointed a new contractor, a company called Window Flowers. And Window Flowers is the leading supplier of flower displays to town centres in the south of England. We've got the opportunity of switching to Window Flowers meant that we could change the style of the flowers in the town centre. So we're adding in 5-tier beehives this time, which should look really impressive. It also meant that the cost factor was there as well, because it meant we could, for the same budget, we could put in more displays than we could have done with our existing contractor. They'll be in June, hopefully early June, depending on the weather, and then whether they last through to September or even October, as they have done in some years when the weather's been particularly good. We're again running our hanging baskets offer. So this is, if you want to have a hanging basket for your business, then you can order them through us. We don't put any markup on them. They're the cost price, but we do 2 for 1. So it's £70 for a hanging basket, but if you want 2, it's £70 for the 2. And that includes all the watering, the maintaining, the deadheading, all that sort of stuff throughout the summer months when all of the main displays are getting maintained. But if you're interested in that, then do get in touch. The offer is until the end of March, because at that point I've got to let the contractor know how many flowers are required.
Now, the street pianos. So originally they were planned for last year. So a yellow electric umbrella street piano will be coming into our town this July for the duration of the summer. So for those of you that don't know, Electric Umbrella is a local charity for learning disabilities, They do some incredible work promoting self-confidence, and they do it via music. It's really quite special. So they performed at our Christmas Light Switch On in 2019, and they're an extremely talented lot. So at our Switch On, they did a whole performance, and it really was one of the highlights of that. So what we wanted to do was to bring some life and colour into our town centre. So the electric umbrella piano will be installed, and we'll run competitions with it. So we'll link it to social media and encourage small competitions where the public get to perform. We'll have different themes, so we'll have different genres, and we'll select our favourite performances, and they will win prizes. And as it says there, we'll also be launching with a professional pianist as well. So the Watford is Magic game, this is also something we were planning on doing last year, but unfortunately, for obvious reasons, we couldn't. So we were going to launch it as a Help the Elf service game. Now, we are going to be changing it to a Magic of Watford theme, because obviously during the summer we can't be doing Help the Elf service, not very topical anymore. So what this game entails is a family-friendly trail where teams of up to 6 people, they download an app for the game. They search the high street for hidden QR codes, but instead of QR codes, these will actually be things such as like a wizard's hat or a potion or witch's hat, something like that, something magic themed. They scan it on their phone, and then using the technology, it will then come up with different puzzles and games which they have to solve on their phone. Some of these actually involve augmented reality, which sounds a lot more scary than it actually is. So what it'll be is you'd be looking at your phone, so you're at the top end of town by the ponds, you'll be pointing your phone towards the ponds, and then it might actually look like there's a wizard that appears in front of the ponds. It's not actually there, don't worry, but it will be on your phone, and there will be a load of games and puzzles involved with that. There will also be live actors in the town as well to link into the game, and they essentially will be roaming around the town trying to zap you and take away points from you, which you've hard earned doing the puzzles. And this will all link into leaderboards and prizes for people that take part. So it's really great, family friendly, and it's really unique as well, Town Centre, which is one of the big pluses of it. So we really hope that will attract visitors, increase footfall and people's dwell time, whilst also getting locals to talk about it. So we really hope to get as many businesses involved in that as we can.
I was waiting for the slide to change and didn't realise it had. Sorry. So, Food and Drink Week is something we've run 3 times before, and we're looking to bring it back again. We're hoping to do it in July, but we are mindful that this might change. The last time we did it, I think, was the best time yet, because we did set price menus. So all the food and drink venues involved had to offer £5, £10 or £15 fixed price menus, which meant it was really easy to market and that consumers could understand it, and a lot more people got involved in it and came to the restaurants that were participating. We also worked with what was Into Watford on doing a food sampling event. They had a load of stalls that they put up in the atrium area, and they let the non-into atria businesses take one of the stalls as an opportunity to just put out some samples of their food, and it was hugely popular. This year we want to do the same again and more. We do recognise that some businesses were excluded because we did the set price menus, so we want to find a way to include all businesses that want to get involved this time around in a way that's still a sort of clear, coherent, consistent message. The Eat Out to Help Out concept was really popular, so we were looking at whether or not we could find some way of replicating that and offering some weekday reductions. And then we'll also amplify the activities with sort of lots of online promotions. We do local chefs doing videos. Athena does every Friday she publicises a recipe from one of the Watford restaurants. So it's a case of, could we pull all those together into a Visit Watford recipe book? These are all sorts of ideas we're exploring, and any feedback anybody has or any suggestions, always welcome.
So we're also looking to introduce what would be a brand new campaign for Watford, and it aims to get Watford active. So keeping active is a really big thing right now. Usually it's just a big thing in January when people have New Year's resolutions to keep fit. They do it for a month and then they inevitably give up. But I think this year people really are keeping more on track with it. We all have a bit more time on our hands. So I think a lot of people are using it to keep active, which is really good. So we want to take advantage of that. And in September, we're going to be looking to do a promotion which focuses more on our gyms, our health businesses, our sports retailers, and also we'd also be advertising our eating establishments, what they have in terms of healthy eating. So really, we just want to get Watford active. We want to promote this sector of our businesses, and we think it's a really good way of doing it. We'll also look to do things like in-gym challenges. So we'll be working closely with the likes of Everyone Active and Fitness for Less, and see if we can just get more people involved, get plenty of shares on social media, and it'll be a really good way of promoting that sector of what Watford has to offer. So more details will follow closer to the time, and we'll hope to get everyone else involved in that too.
Through our Service Excellence Awards, we've proven that we can put on a really good black tie events, as we've put on 4 now at Watford Coliseum. This year we decided that it was probably a bit too much to ask our businesses who are just reopening after all the lockdowns to start thinking about putting award entries in and trying to get their customers to vote for them. But we didn't want to miss out on that opportunity to do a black tie do and everybody together, because everyone that attends and books a table for their organisation seems to just have a really, really good night. We can't do the Watford Coliseum because it's currently being renovated, but it gives us an opportunity to use an alternative town centre venue, and we're looking at booking with Langley, which is right in the heart of the town centre, and putting on just a really good night out for everyone. So again, we'll be in touch with more details of that over the next few months.
So something that we may even be launching during that October ball is an employee discount scheme. So it's something which we have done in the past with Watford BID, but we're really looking to ramp it up and improve it this time around. So what it aims to do, it'll have a dual purpose of providing a tangible benefit to those people that work in the town centre, because they're getting these exclusive offers and discounts in Watford. And it will also hopefully encourage new customers to those businesses which provide the offer. So really it is benefiting everyone all round. So many people do just come into Watford Town Centre for work, and then at the end of the day, they just simply get on the train or car and go straight home. And we feel that there's quite a missed opportunity there to capture new customers. And what we want to do is encourage them to spend in Watford Town Centre during lunch and also after work as well. So the way this works, the offers will be redeemed either via a physical card, which they'll show at the till, or it might be an app which would be downloaded on your phone. So this is the thing that we're currently doing a bit of a trade-off and a bit of market research on to try and find out what businesses think would work better for them. So physical card, obviously it might be a little bit simpler, it's easier access for everyone, and it's a bit more universal. One app is sort of more modern, it can't be lost, it might have more data capture potential. And just while everyone's here as well, actually, if you wouldn't mind just putting in the chat whether you feel that for yourself as an employee or as a business which might offer a discount, would you prefer it's a physical cards which people showed at the till, or an app? So if you could just put in the chat, just simply saying card or app, it might just give us a little bit of an idea from everyone here. We've also got a Survey Monkey which we're doing, so just the more that we get, really, the better. I can see a lot of apps coming through, which seems to be a common theme. Everyone here is a modern thinker, which is good to see. But there may well be more of an appetite for cards. We might look at a way if we can accommodate both, but I think ideally we would like to go towards the app way, but we'll have to see near the time. So that's something we'll hopefully be launching later in the year, be of real benefit to everyone here. The Watford gift card, so this is not to be mistaken with the employee discount scheme. This is something we already have launched. We launched it last year. Unfortunately, right as the pandemic hit and a lot of our businesses had to shut. So the timing wasn't the best, and it was very much a stop-start year in terms of businesses opening up and then having to close again at such short notice. But what the gift card is, it works in the same way as a retail or shopping centre card, but it has the added benefit of incorporating food, drink, hospitality, leisure, everything in between. So hopefully all Watford businesses can offer something on the Watford gift cards. It'll be for the whole town centre area as well, so it's not specific to H area, Watford, or just specific to the high street. It's for everyone. So we do have currently over 30 businesses on board, and we did sell over £6,000 worth cards last year, but we obviously want it to be much more than that. We want it to be much higher, and we hope that this year hopefully won't be as many disruptions, and hopefully we get a clean shot at just promoting the gift cards. How people purchase it, it's online at watfordgiftcard.com, along with all the places they can spend it in. They simply load up a card amount onto it, they get it delivered to their address, and then they will gift it to a family member, a loved one. And we tend to do big promotion around Christmas time, because that's when a lot of people look to get the gift cards, which is why you'll see on this slide we've got October, November, December, but it is available to purchase all year round. So if you fancy giving it as a Valentine's gift or a Mother's Day gift or a Father's Day gift, I don't know whether your Valentine would appreciate it that much. You never know. So it's available all year round. It could also be for teachers at the end of the term, for example. I think it's a nice little gift, and it encourages them to spend money in Watford Town Centre. It locks in money for the town centre, which I think is the main benefit of it, and hope it will bring new customers to those who participate. So if you'd like to sign up, then please do get in touch with me.
We keep saying to Glen, drop the Valentine's thing. It's just, it's not a good idea. It's never a good idea to give anybody a gift card for their Valentine's present. So poor Glen's girlfriend is all I can say. Christmas lights. We are currently looking for our Christmas lights contractor for the next 3 years. We have had 9 companies, including the one that we've just had, express interest. The brief that we've given them is that the last 2 years we've had phenomenal Christmas lights displays in the town centre. We want to do something just as good, completely different, but for half the budget. So it's a bit of a challenge for them, but from the ones that I've met, and I've walked quite a few of them around the town over the last few weeks, and they're coming up with some really good ideas, and I think we're going to have something really quite special this Christmas, and I can't wait for that. What I can wait for, though, is all the battle that we do have behind the scenes with trying to get the Christmas lights in. And I just wanted to give you a slight insight, because it's so much more complicated than anybody could ever imagine. And that's down to the issues we have, first of all, in getting approval from the county council and their contractor Ringway, because to attach anything to a lamppost, you have to get a licence from them. And they are very, very, very strict about what they will let you do. And we never want to do just what they will let you do. But each year we have managed to do it, and we've got their permission, but it's been a real uphill struggle. And this year will be absolutely no different. But we are determined that we are going to get whatever we think is the best for Watford. The other problem we have, and anybody that's been in the town centre over the last Christmas period will have noticed that from time to time, sometimes more frequent than we would like, well, every time is more frequent than we'd like, but there are outages. And that's absolutely nothing to do with the quality of the lights we put in. It's nothing to do with the quality of the contractor that we've employed. It's entirely down to the electrical infrastructure in the lamppost columns. And what we have to try to do going forwards is recognise that we've got a pot of money that we can make available. We don't want to spend a large amount of that on having to repair lamppost columns. And you would think that perhaps the county council would do that, but they won't. It's down to us to do if we want to put anything on them that is above and beyond what they need the lamppost for. But we don't want to also spend a lot of money on Christmas decorations that are going to spend so much time not lit. But that's something that we'll be discussing with the appointed contractor, and we hope to do that in April. but it should be really good this year. Can you tell I'm a little bit excited about that?
So the Christmas lights, obviously they need an accompanying Christmas lights switch on. So in 2019, we hosted a huge switch on event. We had almost 10,000 people in the town centre. It was really, really popular. It's obviously such a big part of the local community, is bringing your family and your friends to the local switch on. And I think it was really, really fantastic in 2019 when we did it on the high street. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can do it again this year to that sort of level and that sort of standards. Obviously, it's so dependent on the guidelines and whether they change or not towards the time. If not, then we are able to adapt. Last year in 2020, we did a switch on with Luther Bissett, turning the lights on, and it was just Maria and the camera and 2 people watching it from a distance. So if it ends up being that again this year, so be it. We'll share it on social media. It still got such good reception, and we really are the envy of local town centres, I think, with our Christmas lights, and we will be again. But that's not the only thing that we do as part of Winter in Watford. We also promote festive activities in the town centre. So in the past, we've promoted, for example, Santa's Grotto, Coliseum shows, the pantomime, and we'll be looking to do similar again this year. But it's not just the leisure activities that we do. We also do festive dining options. So obviously it's a time of year when everyone is looking for a place to eat in their local town centre with all their work colleagues. So we have a website which essentially has all of the options on it. And it's just much easier for people to compare and contrast to see where is best to go. And on top of that, we also have gift ideas. So gift ideas for him, for her, for your baby, for your child, and of course the Watford gift cards. If that's your vote, then you should go with that. And really, this is a promotion which looks to just show the whole Christmas package that Watford has to offer, because we really do have a lot. We send out a Winter in Watford guide to all the local postcodes, and even beyond that. I think we're sent it out to about 90,000 in 2019 homes, and it really just gets people into the town. Plenty of footfall, plenty of spend in Watford. It's a really good campaign, and we'll be doing it again this year. So the Watford Icons Trail, unfortunately, another campaign we launched at a terrible time last year, but we are looking to reintroduce it in 2022, so in January time. So the Watford Icon Trail, I'm sure all of you that have been in the town would have seen our amazing banners which are in the town. We have 12 different designs which are based on iconic people and places in Watford, whether it be Cattery Park, Vicarage Road, Anthony Joshua, Bradley Walsh. We've got 12 different designs, but we also have 12 statues as well to accompany them. So the aim of the game is, again, using an app which has geosense technology. Once you're stood near one of those banners, so for example, you see in the slides the Vicarage Road banner, if you're stood near it, on your phone, on this app, it will then give you a clue as to where the statue is. So again, you can see in that photo, we've got the little statue of a Watford fan. It will give you what we would call a riddle, really, as to where that statue is. We hope that's not too difficult for the kids, and I think it works really well. It's just another unique way of getting people into the town, moving around the town, discovering new parts that they might not have seen before. And again, we'll have leaderboards and prizes to add an incentive. So that's something we're looking to launch January. Potentially, it will run for a month or two. And yeah, hopefully it'll be a very good way of capturing more footfall.
We've run B2B events every year of the bid, as last year, obviously we didn't, but we've quickly learned that the best B2B events were the informal kind. So we rebadged them as the bid social events, and we've hosted them in a couple of bars in town centre. And the first one was Walkabout, the second one was Bosley's, and found them to be really successful. So people just pop along, have a drink, have something to eat, and just chat with their fellow bid business colleagues. And we will be doing the same again. And we are still to confirm which venue we will use in our event in March. So if you're interested and you have a venue in the town centre that might be suitable, then do let me know.
as you can see, the year is pretty jam-packed, and actually none of this would be possible without the team, the BID team. And they really do work flat out, and they are fully committed to making sure that all of these projects are actually delivered and delivered well. And that's one of the things about Watford BID, is that we have a reputation for excellence in the country, and we're recognised as a high-performing business improvement district as well nationally. And I do have to say, it is the staff that makes this possible. It's the staff who come up with it, and the board that come up with these ideas, and who pursue them and actually make them work. And it is their commitment to that. As I said, it's a full calendar, but none of this would be possible as well without you, our businesses, because none of these events would actually succeed without your commitment and your participation. And in particular, and that's particular with the gift card, with Winter in Watford, the Weekenders, and they are really a way of getting all of our businesses together. And the greatest advocate for any town are the businesses and its employees. So I would say to you, make sure that actually all your employees know about these as well. Spread the message, get people involved, and get your employees interested in what's going on in the town, because actually that will help you as well as a business. Next one.
Visit Watford brand's main purpose is to promote Watford as a destination to new visitors for both business and leisure activities. This means we want to work with local businesses, so do get in touch if you would like some support promoting your business products or events. We are already counting over 7,000 followers across our main social media channels, and we're constantly growing. And that's despite the changes that we had to make in the content we've been posting during the last year. We will be supporting with the promotion and will be involved in many of the BID's projects, like the Watford gift card, the electric umbrella pianos, the Watford is Magic game, and more activities that were mentioned earlier. Going forward, in line with Watford Borough Council and Watford BID, we will be running the Shop Local campaign on the Visit Watford website, featuring what our local business from across the whole town have to offer and promoting the safety measures in place in order to encourage people to shop local and support the local economy. Visit Watford will also be running a Watford is Open campaign on social media following the business's reopening. And we're also getting involved in Visit England's marketing campaigns like the Escape the Everyday. In May, with the reopening of the theatre venues and to support the cultural sector in town, but to also attract visitors into Watford, we are looking at creating activity offers at local theatres like afternoon tea and a movie, or packages to be sold as an offer. Now, these are just the main activities we will be working on for the next 2 months and related to the town's reopening. However, if you would like to find out more about what we're doing or how you could get involved in any other projects, then please get in touch with me. Thank you.
Another thing we do, Maria mentioned at the start when she introduced John on his behalf, is that we run the Watford Business Against Crime scheme. This is a scheme, it's a paid-for members scheme whereby the members hire radios from us that connect them with the town centre police team, with the CCTV room, and with each other. And the main aspiration is to reduce retail crime and to sort of tackle theft and antisocial behaviour. We inherited the scheme from the Watford Chamber of Commerce on April 2017, and that's when we appointed John, who works 15 hours a week on it. He works very closely with the PCSO that I'm sure most people are very, very well known. Most people know, Steve Shaw. We've got 51 members, I think, on the scheme at the moment, and that's just grown every year. These are predominantly retailers, but not exclusively retailers. We've got more and more different types of business joining. Anybody that wants to feel that they can do, they need a bit of extra support. The BID also, we work with the Safer Watford partners and offer businesses and sort of support with their safety needs, and we do safety initiatives that are in partnership with the council. We also contribute to the town centre CCTV system, which, if you haven't been there, which I suspect most people probably haven't, it's this amazing room in the police station at Shady Lane, which is just wall-to-wall cameras and has got so much coverage of the town centre, and it's manned 24 hours. And the BID also has an important role within the management of the nighttime economy. We support the Pub Watch scheme, and we work towards getting the town centre's public purple flag status, which effectively is saying that we are a well-managed nighttime economy, and we support those businesses on marketing campaigns and promotions as well.
So connecting the business community is going to be a really, really big part of what we plan to do over the next year and beyond that. So previously we have done BID newsletters, and they will improve, but they'll be quarterly now. So we'll do seasonal ones. That'll just keep you informed with everything that's happening in the town and everything that we're doing. We'll also have welcome pack for all businesses new to the BID area, so that they can feel part of the community. It's really important to us that they know what services are on offer to them. We'll also have B2B training sessions with Winter and Watford Chamber. We've actually run a couple already this year, and they'll be completely free for Watford businesses to join in. That way, whether it's training your staff members or even yourself, it's just a good way of finding out more about things such as social media and marketing. So that's a really good thing, which we'll be looking to do more of. And I think the main thing we really want to talk about as well is reintroducing a BID members only section of the website. So we're actually quite close to agreeing with a company which will deliver this. What it will have is a whole range of things so that businesses can connect with one another, whether it be through networking or whether it's a lot more informal than that, just to try and gain a bit more of a social aspect. So it will have a message board so that you can communicate with one another. It will have exclusive access to resources as well, such as consumer insights, all the data that we collect on social media of who the Watford Town Centre user is. Also footfall reports, that's very important for you all to know what the footfall levels are like. And employee discounts, as I've already alluded to before, it could well be that the employee discount scheme is just on this B2B platform, and it might be in the form of a downloadable app as well. So that might be a very straightforward way of us doing it, as well as including things like town centre news. And we may even experiment with podcasts as well, because they are becoming a lot more popular. It will include interviews with local experts in various industries. So this is all something really good to look forward to. Again, more news of this will come, but hopefully we'll be launching this within the next few months, and you will hear all about from myself through e-newsletters. Lastly as well, we also have exclusive Ariba offers, and we actually have Mark on the call with us. So Mark, if you wouldn't mind just speaking through this, as you're much better qualified than I am, then that'd be great.
Thank you. Just a way of a quick introduction. So I'm the local representative for Ariba UK Bus. So I cover Hertfordshire. So basically, I'm a dedicated point of contact for any businesses within the area, for any sustainable travel inquiries, ticket inquiries, stuff like that. So there's a dedicated point of contact now. And my role is to manage the business relationships in the area and also to provide sustainable transport and ticket solutions. So what Watford BID have in place at the moment is a travel scheme that offers flexibility and annual savings on bus transport for levy employees and BID employees. So what it allows individuals to do, as opposed to buying daily, weekly or 4 weekly tickets on bus, they can actually buy their annual ticket monthly by direct debit, which actually works out around about 20% more compared to paying a ticket for a ticket every 4 weeks over a year. The good thing about direct debit is you're not actually the individuals are not tied in to any contract, so they can stop that direct debit when they wish. So if their circumstances change, they decide to drive, they move away from the area and they're not using the bus anymore, they can stop that when they want. It offers unlimited travel to the employees as well within that travel zone within that month. So 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, on the assumption that we have got the services there. One of the big benefits with the scheme is they can take 2 children on the bus if they've got a paper ticket, free of charge, bank holidays and weekends. And I think once we come out of this lockdown, I think families are going to want to go out. If they rely on public transport, kids, just the thought of actually going out on a bus is probably going to be quite exciting, because potentially they've been stuck in for months on end and not been able to go out anywhere. And I suppose the most important thing for the individual, they've got a dedicated mailbox, a dedicated point of contact. If they've got any questions about the direct debit or their scheme, so all the transactional stuff actually comes through a dedicated mailbox for the scheme. I'm not sure. Can I share my screen? Do you know? No.
I don't think so. I don't think we're that sophisticated, Mark.
All right. Okay. What I'll do, I'll drop the link for the travel club into the chat.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
To have a look at. But just to give you a bit more of an idea what I do, obviously that was the one thing I wanted to talk about, but there's a few other things that we do as a dedicated business team. So we do event transport. We work directly with schools, colleges and unis, providing tickets directly to the schools for bursary students or funded students, but also to get information out to the parents, carers and students to make sure they've got the right information. We're doing a lot of work around employability and back to work schemes. So that could be Kickstart, Restart, and that's offering discounted travel like we do with the BID. Say for a group of people on Kickstart, or where there's any element of funded travel. So it's just about centralising, rationalising expenses processes to make it easier for you to centralise that process around funded transport. We work with the new developments, business and commercial and business developments, or residential developments around travel plans, looking at existing networks. And one of the things that COVID has given us an opportunity to do as well is try to understand if an employer has got a particular issue around their network. So it could be they're off the beaten track completely. It could be the network doesn't quite work for them. So, for example, the buses are arriving after the shift starts and leaving before the shift ends. If you know of an employer that actually has got that issue, that's something that potentially we could look at as well. So there's a lot of stuff that our business team do that probably people weren't aware of. And that's all I really want to speak about today. So thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, you've heard about a lot of the projects that the BID are doing, but actually there's quite a bit that goes on behind the scenes as well. So as I said, we're actually recognised as being a high-performing BID nationally, and we're very proud of that. We do a lot of lobbying to both government and to other agencies and bodies. We lobbied for an extension of the furlough scheme. We've lobbied for back reductions. We've also lobbying for changes to the business rate system, which we know penalises property over an online activity. So we are very busy in representing business interests in the town via lobbying in different schemes and different government things, and we will support things. We've also been lobbying for the hospitality, cultural and leisure sector during the pandemic to try and get greater relief for those sectors as well. On the other side as well, what we do is that we comment on both national planning developments or proposals. The government put out a housing and planning consultation during the pandemic. The BID responded in length to that consultation, and Watford BID's response was used nationally by other BIDs and was actually circulated as well nationally. It went to the MP and it went to the government office as well. So, and we support, obviously, the other thing we do is that we get informed about developments on the edge of town and surrounding Watford, because those developments are actually going to have an impact on the longer term future of the town centre. So we have to keep an eye on what's going on our periphery. We're not only just about the here and now, the 5 years, the term that we've got to make sure that we future-proof the town. And so we do keep an eye on the longer term vision, so the 15, 20 years. As well as that, we have to keep an eye on what's going on at a local level with the council, and also a regional and national level. What actually are the national agendas and how that's going to impact on the town centre? Things like sustainability, transport, mobility, etc. So all of those agendas are the things that we have to keep on top of. We have to understand how they're going to actually impact on the town centre, how we have to move and adapt to those changes as well. And also, we have to recognise as well and promote the town as being a town for everybody. And I've put down shop mobility as a sort of a main example. We have to look at entry points, the way that people move around the town centre. Watford is in a very fortunate position and is very unusual. It is a flat level access town centre, which means that people with limited mobility can actually move around the town centre and through the shopping centre with ease. And that is actually quite unusual for a town centre. The shop mobility scheme provides an additional resource for people with limited mobility, whether it's temporary or permanent, to actually allow them extra access, because we know and understand that we're a long town centre as well. The other thing that we're looking at as well is the way that the town centre links in with our transport infrastructure. So that can be through buses and also the trains. We have 9 million people going through Watford Junction every day. It's about how we make sure those people know about the town centre and the links with Watford Junction, Watford High Street, and how the town is presented within those points of entry. In addition, I sit on a range of different boards. I sit on the Association of Town and City Management Advisory, Policy Advisory Board, and I sit on the British BIDs Board. I chair the Hertfordshire Vibrant Towns Board, and I also sit on the Visit Hertfordshire Partnership Board. So we get a good insight into what is actually happening both locally, regionally and nationally. We can feed into those agendas and we can make sure that Watford's views and what the views of the businesses and our position as a town are well represented. We are unique as a town. We sit in a shire county, but we're actually only 15 minutes from the centre of London. It is a unique position to be in. So people either see us as part of London or a shire town. And so we sort of fight those back, sometimes a bit of a battle, but it's not, it does position us well. Plus we also have a high number of head offices based in and around Watford. So we actually have to make sure that somehow the town centre is seen as an asset to those businesses and the employees as well. And that's something we need to make more of moving forward as well. So these are all the things that go on behind the scenes. And I hope that you will appreciate there's actually a reasonable amount that actually is not the sort of thing that a lot of people will be interested in. The projects are the things that you will see every day on the ground, but these are the things that do happen behind the scenes to make sure that Watford as a town has a fighting chance moving forward in the future, and it is a place that people want to actually invest in and that they want to be proud to work in a town like Watford as well. So that's a summary from me from behind the scenes, a very quick sort of whistle-stop tour there. Okay.
And last of all, I just wanted to re-emphasise what Maria said earlier, and that's to get involved. So we have a social media following of over 20,000 out of about 300 bids in the country. We are one of the most followed bid accounts, including both Watford BID and Visit Watford. So the great work that Athena does. And what I'd say is to just send across your content, whether it be promotions, whether it just be raising awareness of what your offering is, send it across and we will promote it to over 20,000 people, all local, all looking for things to do in the town centre. It's a perfect marketing opportunity for you. All of the marketing campaigns that we spoke about in the presentation, do get involved in the ones that you can. The Watford gift card as well, buy it for your family and your partner. And also, obviously, sign up to the gift card if you can promote it, offer it as part of your as part of whatever it is that you offer. Then being on the Watford gift card would help a lot. Employee discounts, once we launch that, similarly, if you can offer a promotion, whether it be 20% off, whatever it might be, that would be excellent if you could get involved. And all of the B2B and social events as well, which we've mentioned, please do come to them. Please get involved. The websites are there, watfordbid.co.uk and visit watford.com, as well as all of our social media handles. So please do just check them out. Please do have a little visit and get in touch with us if there's anything at all you'd like us to promote.